Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kent State Ice Arena. My name is Alex Rivera, and I am joined by my partner, Fisher Brashear, as we welcome you for some Sunday afternoon hockey with the visiting Case Western Reserve Spartans and your Kent State Golden Flashes. Golden Flashes coming into this one, sitting at 8-6-3, puts them at 4th in the CEM. Looking to bounce back, tough shootout loss last night to Robert Morris, trying to go even and split the weekend here. This is their first home game since winter break for the D3 Golden Flashes, so excited to see them back out on the ice. For Case Western coming in this one, 3-10, puts them at 10th in the CEM. First game for them to start the second half of the season. They're looking to right the ship and get their season turned around. As we get ready to get this one underway, sticks banging against the benches here. Puck is down, and we are underway this Sunday afternoon matchup. Case Western with possession for a second there off the opening draw, but Flashes quickly get possession. Quick shot there off the rush. And an early save there for the Spartans. Garrett Miller in net for Case Western. Off that draw now, Kent State ties it up in the corner. Battling for possession, both teams working hard here. Picking this one up now in the corner is Keel. Keel takes a bump, still maintains possession. Now here goes the Spartan the other way. Matthew Mangle on the rush up the right side. Mangle all the way into the right dot. Quick centering pass there. Shot goes wide of the net there off that one-time chance for the Spartans. Spartans keep this one in at the blue line. Spartans try a shot, blocked out in front, now picked up by Joey Donahue. Donahue going to feed a pass up. And hitting that line is Zanola. Zanola just going to dump it in deep for the Flashes. They're going to skate off for the line change. Spartans turning away in their own zone. Case Western still with possession here. Hassenfrat's going to play this one up. Trying to get this one into the offensive zone for the Spartans, but picked up by the Flashes. Flashes going to get going the other way now. Case Western tough in the neutral zone here, so Flashes have to regroup once again. Puck on the stick of Dylan Timmons now. Timmons going to look for an option up the ice. He's going to connect with Fryer. Here comes Fryer with some speed up the left side. Left dot shot. Wide of the net there. Kept at the blue line by Timmons. He's going to feed one around the end boards. Looking for Gillespie to win this one behind the net. Gillespie battling hard for this puck. Loses possession of that one momentarily. And Avdiv going to try to clear the zone, and he does. Flashes have to regroup in center ice. Stepping up now is Outley. Outley makes a nice move there, trying to cut to the center of the ice. Loses the puck, but Gavin Fryer helps him out and picks this one up. Fryer with the shot, gloved up by Miller. We will get another stoppage here. 5:52 left to play in the first, and we'd like to make a note on that, actually. So this game was a makeup from earlier in the season. So we're starting a little bit into the first period as these teams had the opening weekend for the Flashes. Case Western was here, and due to some technical difficulties in the arena, a piece of the board broke off, and they could not fix it. They had to suspend the game. So that explains the weird timing of this first period.
I was real confused for a second because I looked and I'm like, wait a minute. But I like the restart for the Flashes, if you will. I think they've looked very good so far. Great offensive zone time there. You like to see more of that as the first period comes to a close?
Yeah. The abbreviated first period comes to a close. And also would like to note that the Flashes are playing from ahead in this abbreviated game, 1-0, as they scored early on in that original matchup here. So after an abbreviated first period, we'll get back to some normal periods for the second and third. A little bit of a funny one today at the Kent State Ice Arena. This puck just bouncing around now in the neutral zone. Flashes trying to muscle it into the offensive zone. Puck goes all the way into the Kent State home behind the nets. And that's going to get whistled down for an icing. And so with 5:05 left to play in the first, Kent State going to get a line change and get ready for this ozone draw.
Good chance to get some good zone time here. Just a couple shots on net if you win this face-off, so look forward for that. And then also just be careful if Case Western do win this face-off. Watch out for that fast break.
Puck now down. Ruggles ties it up off the draw. That puck picked up by Higuchi. Higuchi now racing up the left side. He hits the red line, just going to send it in deep. Flashes pick this puck up on the stick of Emmerling. Emmerling going to play a pass over to Gillespie, who's trying to connect with his teammate Ruggles. Ruggles going to play a pass up now to Zanola. Zanola going to send it in deep, looking for McDermott to win this one. McDermott tries a stick check there. Zanola picks this one up. Going to try a wraparound attempt. Stick checked away there by the Case Western defense. The Spartans just going to clear the zone. Ruggles trying to pick this one up in the neutral zone. Zanola there with him to give him some support. McDermott going to try to step up in the play. Case Western still pushing this puck the other way. Now the Flashes with some time here. Emmerling just going to play one behind the boards now. Going to slide one over to Garnett, who's just going to take his time here and look for an option. Garnett going to turn away from some pressure, back behind his own netminder. Garnett really going to take some time here, looking for his team to get situated. Now the Flashes break out of their own zone, looking to get going the other way. Stick check there by the Spartans in the neutral zone, and now they're going to go the other way. Avdiv tried pushing that puck up himself. Now here come the Flashes. Croson, one-on-one chance here with the goalie. Croson shot turned away by Miller. Good save by him on the breakaway. Good look for the Flashes. Captain Riley Croson had a good chance there. Flashes still threatening the offensive zone, however. Both teams battling for possession. Top of the point is Timmons at the blue line. He's going to send it in down low. Picking this one up is Zalant. Zalant going to play a pass over for Donahue. Kept in by Outley. That pass over to Simmons. Couldn't keep it in at the blue line. Now the Spartans going the other way. Spartans going to send it in deep. Getting a line change behind the play now. Flash is going to send it around the end boards of their own zone. Spartans step up on this one. Mangle going to try a shot. Up and out of play, and that'll whistle that play dead. 3:10 left to play in the first.
I love that chance for Croson on that mini breakaway. I saw him flying down the ice, and in my mind, I was like, play him. And then great save made as well. Tried to go 5-hole. Unlucky for Croson, but a fantastic chance.
Puck now right dot in the Kent State zone. Off the draw, Spartans with possession. Kent State intercepts that pass, however. Now they're going the other way. 2-on-1 was forming for a second. A nice job there by the defense of the Spartans to go the other way. And now they're going to flip ice here. Mangle's going to skate up into the right dot here. He takes a bump into the boards. Both teams prying this puck loose. Puck clears the zone. Kent State going to try to pick it up through the neutral zone. Both teams just fighting for possession. Mangle wins this one, though. He's going to skate in right dot, get all the way up tight on net. And he's going to shoot, and he's going to score. What a move there from Matthew Mangle, number 13 for the Spartans. He's going to tie this one up late in the first period. So we got a tie game with 2:39 left to play in the first.
It's unfortunate for the Flashes, but you can't knock hard work. That was all Case Western there. Great breakaway, nice move on the breakaway too. 1-1, it's unfortunate, but like I said, you can't fault hard work. That's not much you can do about it.
Absolutely, just a ultimate effort play there from Mangle. It was a one-man show there for him, but he gets rewarded for his effort, and he's going to tie this one up for his team. Flash is going to have to work quickly to get a response now. Case Western off that opening draw, just going to send it in deep once again. Van Sickle, first man back to this puck to retrieve this one. Going to play a pass over to Strutt. Strutt clearing attempt there, no good, so back to retrieve this one now. For the Flashes is Bazarov. Bazarov going to play a pass over now, looking to get this one up to Christian Geyer. But back through the neutrals on this puck goes, and now in the Case Western zone. Spartans try to go for the home run pass there, does get a touch, so no icing whistle there. Flashes with possession behind their own net. Try to get a pass up to Geyer, can't connect on that one. Case Western just going to dump it in deep once again. A lot of time in the defensive zone for the Flashes here. Got to get some offensive zone time going the other way. Van Sickle, he's met by Higuchi in the corner here. Higuchi trying to pry this puck loose from him. Both teams now pile forming in the corner of the Kent State zone. Puck still not moving. Both teams still working, and Case Western now skates out with possession. Puck centering pass there, and they score again. Case Western now is going to be playing from ahead with your score 2-1 in favor of the Spartans with 1:35 left to play in the first. Case Western's come out firing here this afternoon.
Yeah, like you said, right before the goal, puck is just not leaving the Flashes zone. And then just, once again, just hard work. The Flashes got outworked on the boards there, and then out in front, you cannot leave a man that wide open in the slot. They will score most times. But just like I said, not that the Flashes aren't working hard, it's just the extra effort from Case Western is really benefiting them. And that's why they've got this 2-1 lead all of a sudden, pretty much out of nowhere, because the first 5 or so minutes, Flashes were looking good.
Yeah, Case Western
just got to dig a little deeper.
Yeah, Case Western just outworking them a little bit right here. So that goal for the Spartans comes off the stick of number 3, Sikander Babar. He's going to give the Spartans the lead here. Flash has got to respond quickly, got to need this next goal. As this puck in the Case Western zone, but the Spartans with possession now. Just looking for the breakout pass, and they're just going to float this one through the neutral zone. Haney had it in his glove momentarily. Less than 1 minute left to play in the first period here. Spartans now back in the offensive zone once again. Hendershot going to try a shot. That goes wide all the way around the end boards. Going to allow the Flashes to clear the zone. Now racing up the ice here. Here comes Donahue. 2-on-1 chance for him. And Donahue tries a centering pass there. Was looking for Haney, just a little bit behind him. So the Spartans will recover. Spartans going for the breakout pass all the way. Race here for this puck here. And Timmons going to touch this one up for an icing. So with 34.9 left to play in the first, this puck will be heading down to the Case Western zone. Flashes just got to start working here a little bit. That was a good last shift there by them after getting caught in the defensive zone for a minute there. Good last shift there. Let's see if they can continue some momentum. And just 34.9 left to play in this first period. See if they can get a late shot on net here with this ozone draw coming up. Zulant gets possession for the Flashes off that ozone draw. It's going to go to the top of the blue line. Outley just past his stick, couldn't keep it in. Flashes will have to regroup now as this puck makes its way deep back into the Kent State zone. Outley going to try to play a pass over for Timmons. They connect on that one. Now he's going to play one up to Zalant. Zalant, he's going to try to center a pass here. Looking for Donahue. Puck bouncing around. Donahue going to pick it up behind the net. He's going to try a centering pass there. Intercepted there by Aviv. Aviv just going to skate it away from pressure there. Case Western just going to try to hold this puck for the last couple seconds here. With time expiring there, that's going to take us to the end of this abbreviated first period with Case Western coming out firing here, playing out from ahead now with a 2-1 lead over the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, the Flashes just need to have that little bit of an extra pep in their step, and that's all. Because like I said, they've had their chances. That Croson breakaway was a highlight. In both Case Western goals, like I mentioned, just individual hard effort, winning your board battles, all that stuff. So if the Flashes, it almost feels like an abbreviated start a little bit. Because it is, but also, this game was not originally scheduled.
Yes.
So it might just be that kind of thing where it's just a late start, and then the second period, the Flashes can really push it.
Yeah, and as you said, Fisher, another thing to highlight, too, is the quick turnaround. Last night, Flashes were at Robert Morris University, and like I said, ended up losing in the shootout there. So late night for them, and then almost a very early start time, being a Sunday game, however. So a quick turnaround from them, and got to assume some of those guys are a little tired in that locker room, but got to come out and try to win this one back.
Yeah, exactly, and I think they can. They have all the pieces. I think they can do it. So
yeah, absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see what the second period looks like.
Absolutely, get 2 full periods here. Plenty of time left for the Flashes. So with that, we're going to head off into the first intermission. When we come back, we'll have a full second period of action for you underway. Stay with us, folks, and we will be back soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to bring you this second period, full second period we may add. Case Western Reserve Spartans playing with a 2-1 lead over your Golden Flashes. Flashes looking for a response here. Sticks banging against the benches. It means puck drop just moments away. Puck is now down. We get the second period underway. Puck rolling around in the neutral zone. Case Western going to skate out with possession. They're going to skate out here. Backhanded chance there, wide of the net of Pettipiece. Spartans still battling hard for this possession. Higuchi now plays a pass to the blue line. Hops over the stick there of the Moran. Moran going to try to send it back to Higuchi now. Offside warning, going to clear the zone for the Spartans. Croson going to try a clearing pass there. Takes a deflection and finds the stick of Emmerling. Emmerling going to skate it in, going to send it in deep. Retrieved now by Keel. Keel going to play one up to Higuchi. Higuchi going to go cross ice now. Once again, Case Western dumping this one deep into the Kent State zone. Pettipiece way out of his crease to play this one. Timmons going to play one up the end boards. He's going to play it up to Alicio Simpson. Simpson loses the handle on that one. Flash is racing hard for this puck. Gillespie going to win that race. Gillespie going to try to retrieve this one deep in the Case Western zone now. Gillespie going to try to play one along the end boards there. He's got Fryer to give him some assists there. Plenty of time for the Spartans to get possession. Kept in at the blue line by Simpson. He tries a shot, takes a huge deflection out front. Now it's going to be our first penalty of the game going against the Spartans there. It's going to be a cross-check, and let's see who the guilty party was. Flashes get a much-needed power play early in this second period. 18:49 left to play in the second. Let's see who they're pulling to the box for the Spartans. It's going to be number 10 there for Case Western. He's going to go sit for 2 minutes.
This is a great opportunity for the Flashes to get that equalizer, the power play. You'd like to see them I always say, just get pucks in on net. I think that's the goal here. You haven't really tested the goaltender at all in this abbreviated game. So just get shots on net and see what happens.
Absolutely. Flashes got to just start pounding Miller with some shots here, and hopefully one squeaks in for them to tie this one up. Puck down. Croson wins the draw at the dot. Timmons takes a tumble there, and Spartan's going to clear the zone. Pettipiece out behind his own net to play this one. Just going to leave it here. The Flash is racing up the ice now. Quentin Garnett up the right wing. Garnett all the way into the offensive zone. Garnett going to look for an option. Garnett going to take it all the way around the net of Miller. Tries a centering pass there. That pass broken up. Spartans clear once again. Pettipiece with plenty of time here. Just going to leave it for his teammates. Croson going to pick this one up now. He's going to try to lead the rush for the Flashes. Croson looking to build some speed. Skates around one defender, going to play a pass up to Strutt. Strutt trying to push this one deep into the Case Western zone, kept in at the blue line by Croson. Croson's pass attempt broken up there. Now Avdiv going to try to keep moving this puck into the Kent State zone. Flashes meet him there. Now skating this one in for the Flashes. Up the left dot. Here comes Gavin Fryer. Fryer going to play one along the end boards, going to play it over to Timmons at the blue line. Timmons going to try a pass there to Zulant. Zulant's shot wide of the net there. Flashes keep this one in. Nice job by Timmons using his leg there to keep this one in. Timmons' shot turned away by Miller once again. Flashes still threatening. 50 seconds left on the power play for Kent State. Simpson ties this puck up behind the net. Going to squeak a pass over to Gillespie. Gillespie now going to look for an option. Going to play one over to Outley. Outley behind the net. Picked up by Simpson. Simpson loses the handle on that one. Finds the stick of Dylan Timmons. Timmons going to play a pass over. Quick shot there from Zulant. Saved by Miller once again. Higuchi trying to clear the zone. He blows a tire there. Timmons skating in, left dot, his shot. Saved by Miller. Rebound attempt by Zulant. Saved again by Miller through some traffic. And this puck clears the zone. Higuchi skating hard for this puck. Outley there to poke that one away from him. Just 10 seconds left on the power play for the Golden Flashes. They're going to have to work quickly and try to salvage something on this last-ditch effort of a power play. And now here comes Outley up the right wing. Outley into the offensive zone. Case Western player out of the box now, and we are back to even strength. They have killed off the penalty. Flash is still in the offensive zone, however. Going to get a line change behind the play, trying to get some fresh players on the ice as this puck tied up in the corner. Simpson trying to tie this one up. Godovic stepping up in the play. He can't pick that one up. Now here come the Spartans going the other way. Quick shot there off the glove of Pettipiece, now behind his net. Flashes can't clear the zone. And a fanned attempt there by Keel is going to clear the zone for the Flashes. They try to poke this one in, but they're going to be offsides, and that's going to blow this play dead. 16-17 left to play in the second.
I liked a lot of those chances for the Flashes on that power play. Couple good saves. they've built into this period a little bit. I know we talked about it right before intermission, how the Flashes just kind of need to build into this game. I think that power play, despite not getting a goal, was very good for the Flashes, and I think that's a step that you can take to get those chances.
Absolutely. Flashes with a much better shift there. That power play going to try to give him some momentum. Big hit there in the Case Western zone. Strutt just leveled his man. And Flashes skate out with possession now. Skating in is Christian Geyer. Geyer going to take this one, center ice. His shot. Rebound attempt bouncing around there. Nice shot there by Christian Geyer, but an even better save by Garrett Miller. Flashes still buzzing here. Van Sickle picks this one up. Going to play it over to Bazarov. His shot out in front blocked. Case Western just can't clear the zone. Flashes doing a great job trying to build some offensive pressure here. Kept in at the blue line by Garnett. He's going to send it in deep. Godovich waiting in front of the net. Wraparound attempt saved by Miller. Nice job by Zanola trying to force that puck in on the wraparound. But we will get a whistle here. Both teams going to skate off for the line change. Offensive zone draw coming up for the Flashes. Flashes looking a little bit better here, Fisher. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the efforts there, they're winning races to pucks and then putting pucks in on net. Great wraparound attempt there. Like I said, they've built into this period very well, and they've looked the better team nearly 5 minutes into this period. So the goals will come if you just keep playing like how you're playing.
Absolutely. Emmerling now behind his own net. Going to take some time. Going to feed a pass up to Zanola. Zanola going to play it up to McDermott. McDermott now going to skate hard for this puck as he gets this one deep into the corner. McDermott takes a bump behind the net. Skating up in this one is Garnett. Garnett going to leave a pass there. He's looking to connect with Fryer. Now this puck rolls around the end boards. McDermott takes a huge hit in the corner there. Case Western player slow to get up. Hopefully everything is all right with him. Ref's going to blow this play dead. The obvious concern now for the injured Case Western Spartan. McDermott, huge hit there in that far boards, and that Case Western player still down. So we're going to take a pause from the game, and obviously all the concern with him. Trainer's out to check on him now. Scary scene here at the Kent State Ice Arena. He is still down in some obvious pain, so obviously all the attention with the injured Spartan player. Tough to see from our angle who exactly it is, but as soon as we know, we will update you. Both trainers from both sides out to check on him. And it looks to be number 22, Chase Stauffer, the injured Spartan. So obviously hope everything is all right with Stauffer here, so we will take a brief pause and we will be back when gameplay resumes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see Stauffer under his own power, skating off here to the bench. Hopefully everything is all right with him. Like I said, obviously, all our thoughts going to Chase Stauffer here. Hopefully injury, nothing too serious. As he makes it all the way to the bench now. Good sign for the Spartans to get him on the bench there. So we look to get this one back underway here. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Golden Flashes. Left dot in the Case Western zone. Flashes threatening with the opportunity, trying to tie this one up. Off the draw, Case Western with possession, going to sky this one high, deep into the Kent State zone. Van Sickle, first man back to this puck. Van Sickle going to hit the brakes here. Tough stick check there from Higuchi. Now Donahue going to play this one back to Van Sickle, who's going to find Timmons. Timmons going to play it up the end boards to Strutt. He's just going to chip one ahead. He's looking for Croson to win that one. And now here comes Zulant. Zulant going to skate in left dot. Zulant skates one run defender, gets in down low, centering pass there. Looking for Donahue. Saved there by Miller once again. Flash is still skating hard for this puck. Zulant tried to pick that one up, just overskated it just a little bit, and the Spartans clear the zone. Van Sickle hits the red line, just going to dump it in deep. Flash is going to skate off for the line change. Case Western looking to break out of their own zone now. Out of their own zone, but some pressure there. Nice hit there by Gavin Fryer in front of the penalty box there. Throwing the body around here early. Outley going to play a pass over to his line mate, Timmons. Timmons going to look to connect on a pass to Fryer. Fryer just squeaks it out of the zone, but Case Western was waiting for it, and they just dump it in deep once again. So Outley right back to work now. Outley going to play it back to Timmons. Those two playing catch these last couple seconds here. Now they connect with Fryer. Now Fryer's got some space to work with. Fryer up the right wing, all the way into the offensive zone. Here comes Gavin Fryer, goes between the legs there of a Case Western defender there, but loses the handle on that puck. Fryer takes a bump, but feeds Gillespie behind the net. Gillespie going to play it to the top of the point. A little too hot there to handle for Haney. And that puck clears the zone. Haney going to feed it over to Outley. Outley going to go cross ice, going to hit Simpson. Simpson now going to try the right dot. Simpson centering pass there. Nobody home for the Flashes. Puck still rolling around in front of Miller. Flash is trying to retrieve this one. That clearing pass there can't connect. And all the way down to the blue paint of Pettipiece. He'll hold this one and just leave it for Noah Outley. Outley's clearing attempt broken up by a stick in the lane there. Outley just going to force this one out of the zone. Case Western meets him there at the red line, just going to send it in deep. Now picking this one up is Bazarov. Bazarov going to send it along the end boards. Can't connect on that pass. He was looking for Emmerling. Geyer trying to retrieve this puck. And Emmerling, he's going to find a skating Bazarov there off his skate there. No icing call here. Flash is going to keep it in the offensive zone. Emmerling at the blue line, going to try a one-time shot. Blocked out in front. And now Higuchi going to pick this puck up. He's going to get to the red line, going to send it in deep. Spartans looking to go to work. Emmerling going to retrieve this puck. He takes a tough check there behind the net of Pettipiece, but right back up. Good to see that. And now Simpson dumps a man. Excuse me, that's Godovic dumped his man there at the blue line. Some big hits here as this second period ramps up a little bit with 12:15 left to play. Flash is going for the home run pass there all the way up to Godovic. Godovic finds Geyer. Geyer going to skate in left out. His shot saved by Miller. And we will get another stoppage in play. And after the whistle there, a little bit of pushing and shoving, but ref's going to come in and slow that one up. 12:09 left to play in the second now.
Flash is getting a little physical in the middle of the second period. I like it. I think that's never a bad thing to add. There's physical history with this matchup with
Yes.
the boards.
Yes.
So it's good to see clean hits. I think that's just another way that they can continue to put the pressure on Case Western in this game.
Absolutely. Flash has got to keep the wheels churning and wait for the result to happen. So now Spartan's going to try to skate this one out of their own zone. Big collision there at the top of the blue line in the Case Western zone. Spartan still pushing this one deep, but Barr skating this one deep in for the Spartans. He's got a goal here. Gave Case Western the lead late in that first period. As now Ruggles takes a huge check there in his own zone. Shot there, bouncing around out in front. Rebound was loose. Good save by Pettipiece through some traffic. Puck still bouncing around down low. Flash has got to swipe this one away from the danger zone. Garnett going to tie his man up in the corner. Spartans still threatening here. Shot from the top of the point, looking for the deflection out front. Nice job by Ruggles shutting that one down. Another rebound attempt saved by Pettipiece. Another rebound attempt there. Pettipiece with some good saves there. Spartans ramping up the pressure here. It was a physical game now. Both teams skating hard. Zanola now up the left side. Zanola's got Garnett with him. Zanola going to take it himself. Centering pass there for Zulan. He scores! What a play there. Zanola setting up Zulant. And this one is all tied up with 11 minutes left to play in the second. Sam Zulant gets the equalizer for the Flashes.
What a play. And it starts with your goaltender, Pettipiece. 2-3. Huge saves.
Just stood on his head.
The Flashes, and then fantastic job by the Flashes to keep battling for loose pucks, winning puck battles, and then just fantastic work, and then a great finish to end it off. That's the hard work we were talking about right before intermission. Just keep working hard, and good things will happen. And what a way to tie it for the Flashes.
Absolutely. Just a beautiful goal there. Some tic-tac-toe passing. And this one all tied up now. New goal for the Flashes. It's to play from ahead. So they'll go right back to work here, buzzing off that last goal. This puck just rolling around in the neutral zone. Zulant right back out there. Just a little overskated that puck. Now Avdiv just going to dump it in deep. Pettipiece out behind his own net. Going to leave it for Timmons. Timmons going to play Zulant. Spartans keep this one in at the blue line. Going to send it around the end boards. Van Sickle there to retrieve that one. Going to shuffle one over to Timmons. Timmons trying to chip this one out here, but Spartans skating hard for this puck in the offensive zone. Croson going to try to play it off the boards to no avail, though. Spartans still have the puck in the offensive zone, and now just squeaks out of the Kent State zone. Timmons skating hard for that puck. Timmons now going to play it back to Van Sickle, who's got some space to work with. Going to take the ice in front of him. Van Sickle fans on that one, but Croson there to give him some support. Croson skating hard here. Going to play it back to Timmons. Timmons going to turn away from some pressure. Now get this puck up the ice. Going to try to feed Simpson. Simpson can't control that one cleanly. Rolls into the Case Western zone, however. Both teams going to get a line change here. Puck just loose here. Neither team could seemingly find it in the neutral zone. And now here come the Spartans going the other way. Keel going to lead the rush. Nice save by Pettipe. He's kicking that one away. Gucci going to try, but his shot attempt fans on him a little bit. Centering pass there, picked off by Gillespie. Now the Flashes break out of their own zone once again. Now here comes Outley, chugging up the left side of the ice here. Outley tying this one up in the corner, waiting for some reinforcement from his teammate. Going to play one along the end boards, looking for Simpson to win this one. Stepping up in the play is Haney as well, but neither of them can control that one. Now here come the Spartans the other way. A lot of back and forth hockey here in these last few minutes. Gillespie going to play one up the boards. Going to feed it to Simpson. Simpson just going to chip this one out. Case Western can't control it cleanly. We will get this play whistled down for a hand pass. 9:02 left to play in the second. We are all tied up.
I've really liked the physicality that the Flashes have added in this second period. In that abbreviated first period, I don't even think there was a hit in general. At least not a big hit.
Yes.
There have been multiple big hits during the second period, and I think that's elevated the Flashes' game.
Yeah, you could definitely tell the Flashes might be sense a little frustration after that abbreviated first period and really want to come out in this second and turn things around. And I think they've done a great job responding after that first period in Case Western, putting those 2 goals.
100%.
So this puck now tied up in the corner of the Case Western zone. Both teams looking for possession. Spartans dangled that one right in front of their netminder. Babar had it right in front of Miller, but skates it out of harm's way. This puck still rolling around. Babar to this puck. Babar now going to look for an option to get out of his own zone there, and he connects on a pass. And now here come the Spartans going the other way. Trying to do it himself here is Mango. Mango doing a good job to get this puck in deep. Flash is going to try to pick it off from him. Garnett just going to chip it up the boards. Spartans going to send it around the end boards now, picked up by Emmerling. Emmerling going to skate up the left side here. Emmerling going to use his wheels, hits the red line into the offensive zone. Emmerling splits 2 defenders. Nice stick check there by the Case Western defense. As they shut Emmerling's rush down. And now they look to get a rush of their own going the other way. Here come the Spartans now. Nice job by Geyer on the back check, shutting that rush down for the Spartans. And Everling finds the puck on his stick once again. Puck rolling around in the Kent State zone. Both teams trying to get possession cleanly. And once again, on the stick of Gammon Emmerling, who I feel like I've, like a broken record, said his name over and over again on this shift. Good job by him being involved in the play. Timmons now just got to get this one out. Just going to backhand one out of the zone up to Christian Geyer. This puck finds its way back into the Kent State zone once again. Flash is trying to get a sustained rush up the ice here and generate some offensive zone pressure. Timmons now going to feed a pass over, and now up the left wing. Here come the Flashes. Left out for Bazarov. Bazarov all the way around the net. He's going to try a centering pass. That pass broken up. Backhanded chance there, wide of the net. Puck now once again behind the net there. Both teams still looking for possession. Another big hit, but this puck does clear the zone, and Outley will retrieve it for the Flashes. Going to play one back to Strutt. Strutt going to do it himself all the way up the right side into the offensive zone. Hit, snaps a wrister there, wide of the net. All the way around the end boards for Geyer. Geyer going to try to flip the ice there. Nobody home for the Flashes. Case Western just trying to clear, but Geyer now in the play once again. Right dot, going to try a centering pass there. His man was tied up out in front. Couldn't connect cleanly on that one. And Spartans will clear the zone. Now Ruggles going to feed one over to Strutt. Strutt going to go cross ice here. Over to Zanola. Zanola now in the offensive zone. Loses that one momentarily. Quick shot there. Saved by Miller. Van Sickle keeping it at the blue line. Going to send it in deep. Carter Zanola retrieving this puck. Zanola battling hard for this puck as it rolls off his stick just a little bit. Zanola still involved in the play here. Working hard behind the play. Zanola picks it up, tries to tuck it in there. Nice save by Miller. Another rebound attempt out in front. Another save by Miller. Gavin Miller making a couple huge saves of his own now as the Spartans clear the zone, but exactly what you want to see from the Flash is generating some offensive pressure. As Another whistle here, going to blow this play dead with 5:59 left to play in the second.
I like it from the Flashes. They've been the better team in the second period. Great saves there by Miller as well. Once again, kind of like Pettipies right before the Flashes tying goal. 2-3 big saves.
Especially with that big crowd out in front. Miller with some very tough saves there. Flashes just pelting him with shots, and he's staying strong. Puck now in the neutral zone. Both teams looking for possession. Fryer frees this puck up, plays it over to Emmerling. Emmerling tries to send it in deep, but that pass attempt broken up now. The Spartans will pick it off and go the other way. In the offensive zone is Mangle. Mangle stick check there. Now with some speed, Flash is working up the ice. Emmerling just going to hold this puck for a second, try to move there. Gillespie there to pick it up, but offside warning. Flashes will have to exit the zone. Spartans will now get a little bit of space here to breathe and get out of their own zone. Mangle trying to do it himself here, turning away from a few defenders. He takes a huge check there. Jackson Gillespie just sat Mangle down. Spartans still racing in the offensive zone. They were looking for Higuchi, but intercepted there by Garnett. Garnett hits the red line. Now up the right wing. Garnett going to snap a shot on net. Saved by Miller. Fryer going to snap a shot. Another save by Miller. Flash is still threatening. Simpson tries a centering pass for Gillespie. He's going to tee one up. Another save by Miller. Up and out of play. We'll get another stoppage. Less than 5 to play here. 4:58 left to play in the second. Flash is really testing Miller here, and he is staying strong.
Yeah, staying strong. Really good saves made. But like I said with the Flashes, I can appreciate this second period. One, they tied it. Two, they've shown that physicality and just putting pucks on net, seeing what happens. And Miller has been fantastic.
Flashes with the ozone draw here. They win possession. Top point, quick shot there. Saved by Miller once again. Rebound bouncing around out in front. Timmons couldn't keep it at the blue line as he's pressured by Adviv. The Flashes with a touch there right in front of the blue line. Going to send this one in deep off the stick of Donahue. Tried to center that one, but to no avail as the Spartans skate out with possession. Now here comes Case Western. Keeping this one at the blue line, just trying to send it in deep. Off the stick of Corbett there, and the Flashes will take possession. Croson trying to negate this icing, skating hard. Croson, first man of that puck, centering pass there. Another save by Miller. Beautiful setup there from Croson. Fed Donahue, who had a lane there, but once again, another save by Garrett Miller, keeping the Spartans in this one. Flashes with no shortage of high danger chances, but Miller really single-handedly keeping the Spartans in this one. It's a line change here. Now the Flashes with another ozone face-off. Left dot in the Case Western zone. Bazarov at the dot for the Flashes. Off the draw, Case Western skates out with possession. Keel had it momentarily. Keel going to play one cross ice here. Spartans looking to clear the zone, but Flashes there to intercept that one off the stick of Dylan Timmons. Now Simpson behind the net. Him and Keel working hard for this puck against each other. They tie each other up, but the Spartans, with some help there, pick that puck up. Another big collision in the far corner. Both teams throwing the body around here in this second period. Puck now just chucked out of the zone by the Spartans. Flashes will have to go deep into their own zone to pick this one up. Outley going to retrieve it for the Kent State. Outley now looking to break out left side. Outley going to turn on the burners here, going up the left side. Outley plays it off the boards to himself, all the way up the left side. Going to turn, pump the brakes here. Going to try to feed it back up the boards towards the blue line, but nobody there for the Flashes to hold that one in. Puck now tied up at the blue line momentarily. Case Western just muscles that one out of the zone. Flashes have to clear. Case Western trying to break out of the zone though, but player takes a tumble. Now the Flashes right back to work. Geyer going to try his hand at it up the right side. Geyer gets in deep. Geyer all the way around the net of Miller. Geyer looking for an option, just going to play a pass over. Quick shot there off the mask of Miller. Didn't even see that one coming, but he saved it. Gillespie now takes a bump in the corner now to his knee. Gillespie's just tying this puck up, waiting for some help from his teammates. Gillespie feeds one all the way up the boards to Van Sickle, who's going to play it right back down low for Gillespie. Gillespie centering pass there, saved by Miller. Rebound attempt, another save by Miller. Puck loose out in front. Miller can't find it, and now we'll get a whistle. And after the play, we're going to get a scrum here. Players pushing and shoving. Kent State playing to the whistle here. Both teams tied up here. Refs going in there to separate that one. Love the intensity from both teams here on this Sunday afternoon. They're playing hard.
And especially for it being a rescheduled game. I know we've mentioned that a couple times. very physical game. I've enjoyed watching this just as like a fan.
Yeah.
From a fan point of view, Kent State, I think, have been the better team this second period. They've got the goal. They've had the better chances. Miller has just stood on his head.
Yes.
I think if the Flashes can find out how to beat him, we're good.
Absolutely. Flashes just got to beat him one more time here to take the lead in this one. Time winded down. Coming up on 2.5 minutes left to play in this second period. Case Western trying to clear it off the stick of Higuchi. Van Sickle steps up from the blue line to play this one. Babar going to play a pass over. And now here come the Spartans going the other way. Spartans player splits the defense here. Mangle, nice move by him. Mangle trying to do it himself, centering pass there, but Babar just couldn't get there in time for the Spartans. Babar now picks this puck up, tries to center it back to Mangle. But Fryer going to play a pass over to Van Sickle. Van Sickle clanked here in the zone. Spartans with the shot wide of the net, Pettipiece there. Spartans really ramping up the pressure here. That shot from the blue line takes a deflection up and out of play. We will get a whistle just a minute 59 left to play in the second. Good shift there from the Spartans. Out of nowhere, just really flipped the pressure on the Flashes there.
Exactly. Out of nowhere, Flashes very sound in their defensive zone. Very compact, keeping it clean in front of Pettipiece's net. Good defensive work from the Flashes, but you don't want all your offensive momentum to stop in the last 2 minutes or so, and then in the third period.
Nice save there by Pettipiece. Rebound attempt. Nice stick work there by Emmerling. Looked like a rebound chance coming up for the Spartans, but Emmerling got his stick in the lane to shut that one down. It's Garnett now skating out, makes a couple nice moves there. Garnett going to lead a 2-on-1 for the Flashes. Zulant tried to feed it back to Garnett, just a little too far for him. Good look there for the Flashes. Garnett still with this puck, tries a shot attempt, but falls to a knee. Zulant with possession, left dot, circling around. He tied the game up for the Flashes. Puck rolls off his stick and up and out of the zone. Flashes just going to dump this one in deep. Spartans now with time and space to work to break out of their own zone. Going to play one up to Corbett. Corbett just going to saucer one through the neutral zone now. Spartans in the offensive zone, courtesy of Hendershot. Hendershot just going to play it in deep. Now Donahue going to pick this one up. Going to feed Bazarov. Bazarov skating hard. Bazarov through a couple defenders. He takes a tumble to the ice. Bazarov still on the ground. Bazarov tied up there with a few Spartans players. Physical shift from him. He's a little frustrated. He went down there and didn't get a whistle. But Timmons now just outside the Spartan zone, going to send it deep along the end boards. Flashes retrieve this puck. Looking to connect on a pass. Just couldn't get it cleanly now, and this puck going to roll all the way down, and that's going to be an icing call. 37.4 seconds left to play in the second period. Flashes with a late ozone draw to end out this second period coming up. Looks like Flash is going to get a line change here too. Fresh guys on the ice for these last 37 seconds. Going to be Gillespie at the dot for the Golden Flashes. Going to be going against number 7 Logan Hood for the Spartans. Flashes setting up their face-off positioning. Gillespie wins the draw against Hood. Nice job by him. Shot attempt from the point there, blocked out in front. The Spartans will clear the zone. Spartans trying to connect on that pass. Goes into the blue paint of Pettipiece. With some Spartans rushing towards him, he'll just make a smart play and cover that one up. 28.1 left to go in this second period. Flashes going to have to go on the defense here. Ozone draw coming up for the Spartans.
Yeah, for this defensive zone face-off, just stay disciplined in your own zone. Just don't lose any puck battles. Just, keep it sound, and you'll get into intermission because 28 seconds left. There's not a lot of time for the Flashes to get maybe an offensive chance. You never know. But you just got to play it safe. And
yeah, have to agree with you, Fisher. Rather safe than sorry here. Flash is trying to push it up the ice there. But Case Western wins that race here, and that's going to give us an icing call. 15 seconds left to play in the second. Puck going to get pulled right back into the Kent State zone. And as you were saying, Fisher, got to stay compact here. Not a lot of time to really get going up the ice, but can't let anything silly happen and let Case Western get a late one here in the second. Rather take it to the intermission tied up.
Especially after such a good second period for the Flashes. That would really make all your momentum go away if Case Western were to get a goal here.
100%. Time winding down here. Case Western with possession. Flashes just try to tie this puck up. Off the stick of Mango behind the play. Nice job by Outley. 3 seconds left to play. Mango with the puck on his stick. Stick checked away there by Gillespie and Simpson. And a huge hit after the play, Gillespie, to end that period. And that will take us to the intermission there. Case Western was buzzing around with that puck but couldn't get a shot off cleanly. And after 2, we are tied up at 2 apiece. Flashes with a much better second period there. And now what they got to do to come out in this third period is just get that next goal. Miller's been excellent for the Spartans. But the Flashes got to find a way to get one past Miller.
I don't think they have to change much of the way they played. I thought they played a really good second period.
Absolutely.
So I think come out the same way you came out in the second period, and you'll get that goal, because I think we can both agree they were the better team in that period, had majority of the chances, and bring that physicality as well. I think the physicality definitely helped them get into that good spot and get that equalizing goal, and then for them to continue pushing.
Absolutely. That physicality led to a lot of turnovers for the Flashes and generated a lot of offensive zone opportunity and time. So Flashes just got to keep doing what they're doing and look for that one to put them up ahead. We're going to take a brief pause here, and when we come back, a crucial third period for the Golden Flashes coming up against the Case Western Reserve Spartans. Stay with us, folks, and we'll be back shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to kick off what has been an exciting game and finish this one off with this upcoming third period with the score knotted at 2. Flashes with a much better second period effort there. And I think they got to just recycle that same approach from last period and take it to the finish line. Gavin Miller has been excellent for the Case Western Reserve Spartans in net. Just got to find a way to get one past him and take the lead and coast from there. Both teams making their way back onto the benches now. Starting lines getting ready to get onto the ice. Refs blowing the whistle. Case Western having a little huddle in front of their bench here. Little pregame talk prep there for this period. And they are ready, it seems. Flash is ready to go. Players making their way to the center dot as we get ready to see how this one's going to finish up here this afternoon. Sticks banging against the benches. Puck drop just moments away. Players into this one and fired up. 110% coming from these players as this puck is down and this decisive third period gets underway. This puck off the face-off all the way behind the net of Pettipies with Gavin Emmerling there to retrieve this one. Going to slide one over to Timmons. Now going to play it up. Puck battle there in the neutral zone. Now picked up by Croson. Croson going to try to leave a pass for Zulan. Quick shot there wide of the net of Miller. Rebound bouncing around. Down low out in front. Miller with another save out in front. Puck still loose. Croson going to try to feed one back to Garnett. Garnett going to try to play one back to Croson. Kept in at the blue line by Emmerling. Emmerling goes right back to Garnett. Garnett skating hard for this puck. Garnett all the way behind the net of Miller. Donahue now with the stick check there. Donahue going to play it back up to the top of the point for Emmerling. Emmerling trying to shuffle it back to Donahue down low, but now picked up by Zulant. Zulant going to let a shot go. Looking for Donahue on the deflection. To no avail, though. Donahue going to play it back behind the net here. Flash is looking for an option. Garnett can't keep it at the blue line, and they will have to clear the zone. Good opening shift there from the Flashes. Had some good chances there. Just couldn't punch that rebound in against Miller, who's been excellent once again. Now coming in the zone is Godovic. Godovic going to try a shot. Miller just going to absorb that puck. And we will get our first stoppage of the period. 18:47 left to play in the third. Really good opening shift there from the Flashes. A lot of good offensive zone pressure there. But once again, Miller just making some excellent saves through some crowds of players. Staying strong in net for the Spartans. Godovic off the draw, going to try a shot. Stick checked away there. Now Christian Geyer going to battle for this puck. Puck bouncing around in the air. Geyer knocks that one down. Now going to pick it up on his own stick. Geyer tries to make a move around a defender. This puck clears the zone now. Outly going to pick this one up in his own zone, hit the red line, and dump it into the opposite corner. Actually takes a bounce off of Miller, who's going to send it in the opposite corner for the Flashes. Godovic was the first man to that puck for the Flashes. Going to swing one around for Bazarov. He's going to play one down low to Geyer. Geyer with a centering pass to Timmins. Timmins going to let one go. Shot blocked out in front. And now on the breakaway here, one-on-one chance for the Spartans. Here comes Avdiv. Avdiv with a shot off the post for the Spartans. Excellent lucky break there for the Flashes. Another shot from the blue line, gloved up by Pettipiece, but Avdiv almost broke this equalizing game and gave the Spartans the lead, but lucky post there for Pettipiece, and the Flashes will take it.
I think that's the one negative about having so much offensive zone time for the Flashes. It's one quick break like that. Your guys are tired. You're out there nearly 1.5, 2 minute shifts in the offensive zone when you're really in that groove. All you need is one breakaway chance in this game. You know, it's a 3-2 game, and like you said, a lucky bounce for the Flashes there.
The Flashes will absolutely take that one as they get right back to work, pushing this one deep into the Case Western zone. Van Sickle steps up from the blue line. He takes a bump there. Puck now finds its way all the way back into the Kent State zone. Strutt going to pick this one up. Tries to play a pass over to Van Sickle. Van Sickle going to pick this one up. Going to chip it along the boards for McDermott. Now he's going to leave it for Van Sickle, who's just going to send it around the end boards, looking for the Flashes to win this one. Stepping up is Chip Ruggles here. Ruggles had that one stick checked away. And off the stick of Dornfield, he's just going to send this one deep into the Kent State zone. Ruggles loses the handle on that one. Now skating in here is Hendershot. Hendershot, shot blocked out in front by Garnett. Garnett going to swing it around the end boards for Emmerling. Now Emmerling skating up the left side with some speed. Emmerling trying to dance around the defender. He gets past him. Emmerling centering past there. Shot out in front. Blocked there. Looking for Simpson to connect on that one. Puck back into the neutral zone. Emmerling going to take a moment there with the puck, trying to find an option. Puck rolling around on both teams here. Fryer going to pick it up cleanly. Fryer met by Higuchi, but Fryer keeps this one on his stick. Fryer just trying to find an option to get it into the zone. Was looking for Garnett. The Spartans clear, and now Mangle going the other way. Mangle skating in for the Spartans. Nice defensive work there by the Flashes to get back on that one. Emmerling with the stick there on Mangle to get that puck free from him. Now they try to go the other way, trying to feed this one all the way up to Simpson there. Good work on the back check there by Keel to turn him away. Offside warning here. Flashes will have to clear. Flashes intercept this pass, though, as Gillespie now going to feed it in down low to Fryer. Fryer between the legs, centering pass. They're looking for Zulant. It's a good idea there from him. But this puck out of the zone now. Timmons going to send it in deep. Flashes will have to clear with the offside warning once again. Picking this one up is Zulant. Nice poke check by him. Zulant centering pass. They're looking for Gillespie to win that one, but skated away by Logan Hood. Hood now going to play it up to Mangle. Mangle up the left side for the Spartans. Stick check there by the Flash defense, but picked up by Hood. Nice job by Timmons here on this shift. Excellent on the defensive effort here. Now he's going to race all the way up the left side. He puts on a stop-and-go move there, but loses the handle on that puck. And now Mangle going to give a shot at it. His shot high and wide of the net there. Now picked up by Outley behind the net. Croson going to try to float one. This one's going to go off the ceiling. We'll get another whistle here. 15:30 left to play in the third.
Interesting start to this third period. Both teams with solid chances, no apart from that post, no real clear-cut chances or anything like that. But it's kind of the same as the second period, where you want to see the Flashes build into it a little bit more. And, you know, we saw in the second period, it did take them 5 or so minutes to really get into the game. So you're hoping for the same here.
Yeah, coming up on about 5 minutes played in the third period. And now here come the Flashes. Donahue, puck bobbled on him a little bit. He's going to center a pass for Croson. Croson back to the top of the blue line. He's going to play it back to Strutt. Strutt shot blocked out in front once again. Flashes trying to get the puck on the net of Miller, but Spartans tough. They're blocking a lot of these shots. Now a tie up in front of the Case Western bench. Both teams battling for possession. Case Western just muscles out of the zone. Donahue going to send it in deep, going to skate off for the line change for Kent State. Now picking this one up is Stauffer. Good to see him back on the ice after a scary moment from him earlier. He was down for a little bit. Excellent to see him back in this one. Garnett now skating away from some pressure. In his own zone for a second. Now in the offensive zone. Quentin Garnett trying to cut up to center ice here. Garnett going to get it in deep. Centering pass there. Flashes weren't ready for it. Geyer takes a tumble to the ice. Now Hood trying to skate this one out for the Spartans. Hood going to try to do it himself. Hood going to try to shovel one along to Dornfeld. Now it's going to be an offside call there for the Spartans. It's going to blow this play dead. 14:25 left to play in this one. Spartan's going to get a line change here. Flash is going to get a few new guys out on the ice as well. Face-off going to come just outside the Kent State zone. Off the draw, Spartan's just going to send it in deep. Outley, first man to that puck. Geyer now going to play it back to Outley. Now Timmons with possession of this one. Timmons going to connect on a pass here, and here comes Bazarov. Bazarov going to chip it ahead to himself, but going to find the stick of Geyer. Geyer going to center pass for Bazarov. Bazarov just can't find that one. Had a chance at it. Godovic now loses the handle on that one, and now Moran skating hard for the Spartans the other way. Good job on the back check by Godovic, picking that puck up. Flash is going to reverse the ice here. Timmons going to send it in deep. Plenty of time for the Spartans to recover this puck, however. Good poke check there by Fryer. Intercepting that pass there. Now Fryer with a chance here. Centering pass for Simpson. Simpson with a shot, saved by Miller. Puck bounced around in a dangerous zone there for a second, but Spartans get it all the way down. Timmons pressured by Babar, but Timmons going to find a way to get that one out. Tried to play one over to Outley. Outley lost the handle on it. Puck still rolling around there. Mangle now bringing the pressure for Case Western. Puck tied up in the corner of the Kent State zone. Flash is going to reverse the ice here, still in their zone, but now some space to work with. Timmons just going to shovel one ahead, looking to connect through the neutral zone, but just can't quite find any of his teammates there. So this puck going to go all the way back to the Kent State zone, but this time for an icing. With 13 minutes left to play in the third, Flashes get an important offensive zone faceoff. Flashes skating a fresh line out on the ice for this O-zone draw. Left dot in the Case Western zone. Ruggles at the dot for the Flashes. Hood at the dot for the Spartans. Case Western had an extra player on the ice there. A little bit of miscommunication from them. Refs sniffed that one out. Now at the dot, Ruggles wins this one back. Strutt going to send it in deep along the end boards. McDermott's there. Ruggles is there as well, trying to retrieve this puck. Finds a stick of Logan Hood. He's going to shuffle one up the boards for Higuchi. Higuchi just going to try to flip that one out of the zone, and he does. Flashes right back to work, though, sending this one in deep once again. Good check there behind the play by Zanola, taking down his man. But Spartans now with some speed going the other way. Hopped over the stick of Avdiv there. So the Flashes will have time to recover this one. Van Sickle, soft touch there. Going to play it over to his line mate. Now Flashes going the other way. Zanola, stick check from behind there. Picking this one up is Stauffer. Stauffer going to play one up the ice. Intercepted by the Flashes, but the Flashes turn it over. And now Hood going into the offensive zone. He's stick checked there. Nice job by the Flashes defense. Now the Flashes going the other way. A lot of back and forth here coming up. Geyer going to skate this one in deep behind the net of Miller. Geyer going to try a centering pass there. Now Emmerling from the point. Fanned on that shot. Now the Flashes back through the neutral zone trying to connect on this pass. Bazarov tried to pick it up, but he couldn't get a handle on it. And that's going to go all the way down for an icing with 11:54 left to play in the third. O-zone draw coming up for the Spartans. Flash has got to get this one out quickly and get this offensive pressure back going their way. Ref's going to draw this one up to the right dot in the Kent State zone. Puck down, Flashes win possession. Timmons tried to send it around the end boards. Couldn't quite connect on that pass attempt. Now Geyer just going to try to shuffle one out. That puck takes a sick check up and out of play off the ceiling. We will get another stoppage. 11:45 left in this game.
It's been a pretty even third period.
Absolutely.
I think the Flashes, they do have to get back to that physicality. I think that's the one thing that I feel like they've been missing this period, where they were really physical in the second period and had that physical dominance over Case Western. Whereas this period, there's not been a ton of that physicality, and I think that's why we haven't seen the Flashes get as many chances. That
Now here come the Flashes with the offensive zone chance here. Emmerling trying to skate it in. Blows a tire there, falls under his own feet, but stays with this play, and he's still got the possession of this puck. Emmerling looking for an option. Going to turn, try to center a pass there. Stick checked away. Godovic going to send it in down low for Bazarov. Bazarov tries a centering pass. Nobody in position there for the Flashes. Godovic toe drag move there off the mask of Miller once again. Another save by him. Geyer going to kick one down. Going to find Bazarov. Bazarov skates in down low. Between the legs pass there. Broken up once again by the Spartans defense. Bazarov now right dot looking for an option. Shot blocked out in front. Bazarev just going to hit it down low to himself. Bazarev battling hard for this puck. And Garnett under his own skate there, kicks that one out. And the Flashes have to regroup. Case Western going for the line change, but Flash is going right back to work. Here comes Emmerling now, trying to skate it in all by himself. Tried a centering pass there, but a few Case Western defenders meet him there, and they will pick up possession of this puck. There's a good hit by Riley Croson along the far boards. The Spartans still with possession. Babar tried to feed Mangle there. But now the Spartans behind their own net with plenty of time. Now with possession is Moran. Moran going to feed a pass over. Now puck back on his stick. The captain for the Spartans going to play one over to Mangle. Mangle just going to send one cross ice for Higuchi. Higuchi can't shovel it out to his teammate. Now the Flashes at the red line. Try to send it in deep, but blocked off a Case Western body. Now here comes Mangle up the left side, skating in, left dot. Mangle all the way down low. Try to center a pass. They're looking for Babar. Couldn't connect on that one. And now Timmons behind his own net, going to shuffle one up for Zulant. Zulant a little too far for Croson, but stepping up in the play is Donahue. Donahue going to drop it for Croson. Croson centering pass. They're looking for Zulant. Zulant stick check from behind. Now here comes Babar the other way. Case Western with some pressure of their own. Up the left side, here comes Mangle. Quick shot there. Sticked away there by Pettipies. Good save by him. Outley just going to shovel this one along here. Flashes still with possession. Here comes Zulant. Zulant trying to do it himself. He makes a nice move around the defender, but with no help, he's going to skate off for the line change. Mangle with the long shift here, still on the ice for the Spartans, as well as Babar. Spartans with plenty of time to work here in their own zone. Flashes had to clear. Just going to flip this one into the neutral zone, off the stick of Keel, but picked up by the Flashes, skating in his strut. Now the quick shot is Gillespie. Easy save there for Miller. Another O-zone draw coming up for the Flashes. 9:13 left to play in this one. A lot of good from the Flashes here.
Yeah, I agree. The shots they're getting off are good. It's just like we've said all game, Miller has been fantastic for Case Western. Just more pucks on net, get bodies in front of him, screen the goaltender some, and I think you can beat Miller. Just there also hasn't been many clear-cut chances for the Flashes.
As Simpson fires a shot on net there, that one's turned away. Another rebound attempt off the side of the cage by Gillespie. Puck sitting on top of the net here. Refs will blow that one dead quickly. Another offensive zone draw coming up for the Flashes. Like you said, Fisher, a lot of good for the Flashes, but a lot of these shots on net, Miller's been ready for them, but not a lot of dangerous chances, as you said. Gillespie wins that one to Simpson off the draw. Simpson going to play a pass over, looking for the one-timer off the stick of shot. Rebound attempt, bouncing around for Fryer. His shot attempt goes wide. Now the Spartans going up the ice here. Case Western hits the red line, going to send it in deep. Pettipies going to glove that one out of the air. It's going to send it out of harm's way for the Flashes. Hood tried to pick that one up, but it rolls on him and out into the neutral zone. Spartans still with possession. Spartans going to hit the red line, going to send one right onto the net of Pettipies. But Hood going to retrieve this one. Tries a centering pass there. Puck bounced around momentarily, but the Flashes were ready for it. 3-on-2 forming for the Flashes. Here comes Fryer. Fryer fans on his shot. Tried to backhand one to Simpson, but to no avail. And now Hood with some space to work one-on-one with Emmerling. Getting some help from Gillespie on the back check. Hood shut down on his rush attempt. Huge hit by Gillespie there. And those two going at it after the play. Gillespie laid down Hood. And those two having some words after the whistle. Hood not happy with Gillespie there. Tough to see from our angle, but you heard it. Now Hood threw a punch at the Kent State bench there. Hood is livid about something. Just threw a punch there to the Kent State bench into a crowd of players there. Flash is barking at him. Both of those players going to the box. Hood's still talking to him through the penalty box here. This game getting real chippy here late in this one. 8:14 left to play in the third, and Hood going to sit for a little bit as well as Jackson Gillespie. Wow. Interesting sequence there.
Kind of came out of nowhere,
yeah.
too. I mean, I was just making the comment on how it's not been as physical of a third period, and now, two players going to the box, and you'd think the refs would get him for the punch to the bench.
Right.
Like, come on now, but
yes.
Who knows?
Original dispute was with Gillespie, but then as Hood skated towards his bench, had a little extra for the rest of the Kent State Golden Flashes there. So we'll see what the refs call here. Refs now, one ref at each bench kind of explaining the decision, and then the lead ref at the scorer's table Giving them the rundown as well, so make sure they got everything situated. And it looks like they're giving them each 2 minutes here. Let's see, did they just take another Case Western player? Yeah, it looks like they took another Case Western player there, number 18, Mark Dornfeld. Looks like he's going to join Hood in the box. Looks like the refs got it situated.
It's Kent power play.
Looks like for the Flashes. Good break here.
Yeah, their last power play, it might be a 5-on-3 here.
And as you were saying, Fisher, that physicality, let's see.
It's just a normal power play.
Yep, looks like we're just going to get a 5-on-4 here. But as you were saying, Fisher, a little bit to what you're saying about the physicality, you can attest to that. Gillespie with a huge hit there, and they drew that extra penalty, and that's going to get the Flashes a power play. Yes, Gillespie's in the box, but drawing that extra penalty, giving the Flashes a power play off a physical play.
And their first power play this game didn't look bad. Obviously, didn't get a goal on it, but they had good chances.
They were sharp.
For a power play. Yeah, they were very sharp. They executed well.
Croson won it back to the dot, but Strutt wasn't ready for it. Puck clears the zone early on in this power play for the Flashes. Now Croson going to pick it up in neutral ice. Goes between the legs, back to Strutt. Strutt now going to hit the red line, going to shovel this one, trying to get it in deep. But waiting there for that one was Moran, the captain for the Spartans. Going to send it in back deep into the Kent State zone. Flashes will have to do a full reset here. Here come the Flashes up the ice now. Croson going to pump the brakes at the blue line, going to send it around the end boards. Going to be picked up by Strutt at the blue line. Strutt going to play one over to Garnett, center ice at the blue line. Garnett going to load one up. He scores! Quentin Garnett just unloaded the one-timer there, and he makes the Spartans pay for that penalty. And there's the lead for your Flashes with the score now 3-2 in favor of Kent State. What a shot by Quentin Garnett.
What a shot. And like I said, just put pucks on net and see what happens. And that one finally beats Miller. Just pure power on that shot.
He wound up on that one, and he had his spot picked, and he didn't miss. Love that there from the Flashes as they get rewarded there for their hard effort all game. And now playing with the lead here, 1-goal lead, just 7:37 left to play in the third. Flashes just got to play hard to the end here. No silly mistakes. See refs having a little discussion with the Kent State bench here, a little delay in the action. Refs still waiting to blow this whistle. Let's see, refs look like they are all on the same page now. They are ready to go. Puck is down. And Case Western looking for a response late in this third period as Gucci's going to skate it in deep for the Spartans. Puck bouncing around behind the net of Pettipies. Case Western can't keep it at the blue line. They will have to go the length of the ice to retrieve this puck. Spartans going to try to connect on a few passes here. Mangle skated on by Zulant. Mangle still skating away from Zulant. Zulant with some good pressure there in the neutral zone. The Case Western still with possession. Babar going to saucer one over to Mangle. And now Mangle comes into the offensive zone up the left dot. Going to turn on the burners. Mangle skates in out down low on Pettipies looking for that centering pass. Nobody home from the Spartans. Good job Kent State clogging the lane there in the middle of the ice. So now this puck in the corner. Flash has got to break out here. Just going to flip one into the neutral zone. Going to go the length of the ice here. Case Western couldn't control it cleanly. Spartans now going to have to work the full length of the ice as time winds down on them. So now here comes Hendershot, going to send it in deep. Pettipies out of his net to play that one, and he'll just cover that one up and avoid any dangerous chances. 6:30 left to play in the third. Ozone draw coming up for the Spartans. Got to just look for the Flashes to stay defensively sound here. They've played a very solid, I'd say, outside of that first period, a very compact defensive game. As you were saying, Fisher, got to just keep that going here. Just get to the finish line. Shot on net there gets deflected wide.
My thing with it is
centering pass there. Dangerous chance there for the Spartans.
My thing with playing with a lead is I'm always really nervous with 1 or 2 goal leads. So it'd be very good if the Flashes could get that one more to seal the game off here. Yeah, instead of, playing a more conservative defensive style. Just keep doing what you were doing. Yeah,
I think that's a great point. And you have to wonder, too, as time winds down, will the Spartans have to pull their goaltender? Outley going to skate in. Quick shot there. Miller was ready for that one, hugging his post. Spartans can't break out of the zone, though. Flashes applying the pressure in the offensive zone. Big hit behind the play by Godovic. Flashes Still skating hard for this puck. Gadovich with another big hit there. Physical shift here from him. Laying a few big checks in the offensive zone. But Spartans will skate out now. Stouffer gets to the red line, just going to dump it in deep, and Gadovich finished off Stouffer too. Gadovich just laying the body here on this shift. Flashes try to go for the home run pass, and they connect on it. Here comes Zanola now. Nice move by him. Zanola going to skate it in all the way down low on Miller. Just wide of the net there. Lost the handle just as he was getting ready to snap that shot. Going to force one out to McDermott, however. Flashes set up now. McDermott going to no-look shot there. Miller was ready for it, and he's going to save that one. 5:08 left to play in the third. Ozone draw for the Kent State Golden Flashes. Let's see, looks like Case Western going to get a fresh line on the ice here. Flash is going to get a few new players on the ice as well. Ref's going to motion over and move this face-off to the right dot in the Case Western zone. Few extra players on the ice for the Golden Flashes. They skate off to the bench in a hurry. And now we are ready to go. Gillespie wins that one once again. Fryer skating away from Higuchi. Fryer going to send it along the end board. It's going to connect with Alicio Simpson, the point leader for the Golden Flashes. Simpson, through a crowd of people there, loses the handle on that one. Nice stick check there by Gillespie, finds Fryer. Fryer going to skate it in down low, centering pass there, looking for Simpson once again, couldn't connect with him. Higuchi played one off the back skate of a bar there. He's going to go cross ice for Mangle. Nice job by Strutt to step up in the play there. He was ready for that one. Going to send it in down low. Fryer, first man to this puck in the offensive zone for the Flashes. Fryer, no look down low, but finds a stick of a bar instead. But Simpson, he's ready for it. Moran tried to shovel that one up the end boards, but to the blue line. Strutt going to fire one. Blocked out in front, off the bar. Now Garnett going to step up in the play from the blue line. He's met by two Spartan defenders there, and Higuchi going to feed one out to Mangle, and Mangle now off to the races into the offensive zone. Good work on the back check there by Alicio Simpson, pulling that one away. Now Flash is calling for this puck in a hurry. Spartans skated off for the line change. Flashes want to get going quick. Spartans get back on the back check, however. Flashes offside warning here. Have to clear the zone. Now Spartans do break out of their own zone. Trying to pick this puck up cleanly. Just going to have to dump one into the Kent State zone, but the Flashes are ready for it. Nice job by the Flashes, not letting the Spartans really get set up here in this third period at all. Spartans just going to dump it in deep once again. But Emmerling waiting for that one behind his own net. Makes a nice move. Now he's going to try to take it himself up the left side of the ice. Gavin Emmerling turns on the burners. Emmerling going to leave one for Zanola. Offside warning here. Flashes will have to clear. And now the refs will blow this play dead. Just 3:28 left to play in this third period. Flashes are almost there. You got to wonder, Fisher, will the Spartans get ready to pull Miller if they can get in the offensive zone?
I was just going to mention that. It's getting, maybe give it a minute and a half around then until they could pull him. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
Biggest thing for the Flashes, they got to, keep Case Western out of their zone. Because as soon as Case Western gets set up in the offensive zone, they will be looking to pull Miller. So Flashes just keep playing a good defensive effort, not letting the Spartans get set up. They may not even have a chance to pull Miller to the bench. Miller comfortable in his crease for now, not even looking over towards the bench here. Spartans going to try to set one up. They dump this one deep around the end boards. Kent State just going to try to flip this one right in front of the bench there. Geyer trying to get it out of the zone, just using some muscle there. But picked up by Hood. Hood now out of the box and back on the ice for Case Western. Kent State flips that one into the neutral zone. Miller now giving a look to the bench there. McDermott behind the play with a big check behind the play. Going at it with a few players as now Case Western trying to skate it in down low. Kent State defense stout. Noah Outley breaking up that chance. Miller giving a few glances over at the bench, waiting on the signal from the coach. No signal just yet. Just 2.5 left to play in this third period. Chipped in down low by Stauffer. Case Western trying to get this puck to center ice here, but the Flashes skate out with possession. Now here comes Chip Ruggles. Ruggles up the left side of the ice here. Ruggles loses the handle on that one. Now going to tie this puck up in the corner under the feet of Ruggles. Ruggles going to skate out, but loses the handle on that puck. And Case Western now with some speed going the other way and out of their own zone. Over to Higuchi. Higuchi going to center pass over to Mangle. And that's going to be an offside warning there. Just a step offside for Mangle. And with 2:01 left to play in the third, face-off going to be coming right outside the Kent State zone.
Big offsides call there. As soon as they entered the zone, I saw the signal for Miller to pull. So you'd think that if Case Western can get this puck in deep, get some offensive zone time, Miller's going to go.
Yeah, Miller pushing up to the front of his blue paint. It looks like at the next moment, the next available chance for the Spartan, Miller is going to be off. And now here comes Miller. He got the signal. Extra attacker going on for Case Western. He hops over the bench. It's going to be Avdiv going on for Case Western as they are now set up. Spartans fire a shot. Pettiby's going to glove that one up. But the big story here now with 1:43 left to play in the third. Ozone draw coming up for the Spartans. But more importantly, they have pulled the goalie. Miller is on the bench. And they will be playing with the extra attacker. Flashes could seal the deal here if they can get this puck out of their zone and into the empty net. Looks like Case Western going to take their time here. Yep, Case Western going to take their time out here. It's a little break for the Flashes as well. Spartans want to talk over some strategy here with the game essentially hanging in the balance now for Case Western. And as you were saying earlier, Fisher, Flashes just got to keep doing what they're doing. They played a good, stout defensive game. Going to be playing, Case Western with the extra attacker. So got to just keep doing what they're doing. Sticks in the lanes, clog the passing lanes.
Yeah, one thing with the empty net, the way I see it is don't see every clear as a shot on goal. Just continue trying to get the puck out of your zone instead of trying to hit the empty net. If you hit the empty net, great.
Yes.
But more so, just continue to be disciplined in your own zone.
Right. The empty net is like a bonus point there.
Yes.
But the main goal here is just not let Case Western score. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really great point, Fisher. Sometimes when the players see that empty net, who wouldn't be gunning for that empty net on the other side of the ice there? But it is important to remember where they're at in the game and just get
It's more important for them to clear the puck.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, a one-goal win is still a win.
Yes, right.
All goal differential and stuff like that, good, counts for something, but,
Right. Now the timeout is over. Refs blow the whistle, and they are ready for the players to return to the ice. Kent State has their 5 on the ice and ready to go. Case Western still taking a little extra time on this huddle, and it looks like the refs are giving it to them here. And now there's the refs blowing that second whistle, and Case Western going to have to return to the ice here. Coach has drawn up their strategy. And now here come the Spartans from their bench with the guys they want on the ice. They got their 6 on the ice. This face-off going to be at the left dot in the Kent State zone now as we see how this one unfolds here. Tied up off the draw. Flash is just trying to clear the zone. Case Western keeping it at the blue line. Spartans with some time and space. Going to play one down low to Higuchi. Higuchi centering past there. Fanned on the one-timer there, but kept in. Another shot there, blocked out in front. Moran tried to snap a shot on net. Higuchi fans on that one. Case Western will have to clear the zone. Spartans going to have to get back into the offensive zone, and they're going to get an offsides call there. That's going to blow this play dead. 1:20 now left to play in the third. Good first shift there from the Flashes. It looks like refs want to take it to center dot here. Let's see. It looks like they're going to put Miller back into his net here. So going to be even strength momentarily. We have to think if the Spartans even get possession for just a second, Miller playing way out of his crease, going to be racing off to the benches as the seconds wind off the clock, but the Flashes win the draw. Nice job by them to win that face-off there. But now the Spartans with possession. Moran going to try to play one over to Babar, but pushing this puck deep is Riley Croson for the Flashes. Good effort by him, not letting the Spartans get going the other way. But now Higuchi picks this pass up. Higuchi going to skate around Zulant there. Higuchi now up the right side into the offensive zone. Higuchi trying to take it himself. Miller off to the bench now. Extra attacker on for the Spartans. Shot there, going the length of the ice, just wide of the empty net. No icing warning there. There was a tip, though. So Spartans going to have to go the length of the ice. Just 45 seconds left to play in this one, and they're going to have to go quick if they want a chance. Flashes meeting them right in the neutral zone. Mangle tied up there. Nice job by the Flashes, not letting the Spartans get in deep. But now here come the Spartans skating in. Babar, puck on his stick. Shot goes wide of the net there. Up and out of play. 28.5 left to play in this one. Ozone draw coming up for the Spartans. Flashes are almost there. Another crucial face-off in the Kent State zone at the left dot. Babar at the dot for the Spartans. Gillespie at the dot for the Flashes. He's been excellent on the dot all night. Gillespie wins possession, but the Spartans keeping it at the blue line. Pass down low. Fryer gonna snap one into the empty net, Gavin Fryer, he seals the deal for the Golden Flashes. And that's gonna put the stamp on this one with just 21.9 left to play. In this one, Gavin Fryer seals the deal from his own zone, snaps that one all the way into that empty net. And that's a feel-good goal there for the Flashes.
Yeah, it seals the game, one, but it also just shows the effort that the Flash have put in for the 2.5 periods that have been played today. They've looked very good.
Flash is now just going to let the clock run down as this puck is now down. Timmons just going to send it in the neutral zone on the stick of Simpson. Flash is now skating in the offensive zone. Here comes Gillespie. Gillespie getting in down low. Gillespie off the side of the cage there. Time winding down here as the seconds getting ready to expire. Another last save there by Miller. Just 6 seconds left in this one. Simpson now just going to tie this one up in the Case Western zone. He shoves a player to the ice. And that's going to be the end of the game here. Little scuffle at the end of the game here, right in front of the Case Western bench. Refs quickly in there to separate that one. But that's going to do it from us this afternoon. Kent State coming out victorious over the Case Western Reserve Spartans by a final score of 4-2-2. After a shaky half first period there, Fisher, the Flashes really rebounded in the second and really sealed the deal there in that third. Good rebound effort from them and a good rebound from that tough loss last night at Robert Morris. And so overall, the Flashes played a great game tonight, and I think that they well-deserved win here.
Yeah, they showed physicality, pucks on net. No discredit to Miller in goal for Case Western, but ultimately, Kent State, more shots, more goals. And it was a very overall good performance from
Absolutely.
the Flashes.
Very
solid defensively and really good offensively.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better, Fisher. Good news for the Flashes is they will be back on home ice next Saturday against Cal University on home ice. They are away next Friday at Duquesne, but next Saturday, January 24th, at home ice at the Kent State Ice Arena against Cal University. Go ahead and come on out if you can make it. If not, please support us on the stream here. The team very much appreciates it. But for today, that's going to do it for us here on this Sunday afternoon. The final score, 4-2 in favor of your Kent State Golden Flashes. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in and everybody who made it out today. And as always, my name is Alex Rivera, and I've been joined all game by my partner, Fisher Brashear. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night, and we'll see you back next Saturday.